Welcome to Sweet Tree of Life. Welcome, Virgo, to your July 2022 reading tonight. Don't forget, it's a super moon. So I'm actually going to go out about an hour and check it out here because it isn't completely up where I live. I hope you get to enjoy it tonight. So I did this spread tonight so that you special Virgo signs out there, you'll be able to enjoy the special reading. And a quick hello to my friend Kathy from Divine Debut 11. If you want to check her out, she is amazing. She is definitely my favorite. She does beautiful spreads. And thank you for those of you that go to her channel and are visiting to mine as well. Thank you very much for your time. Let's go ahead and start the reading. As you know, I read it here as a tree of life spread. So the tree is on top, and as we go down the branches, and of course we go to the trunk of the tree, and then we go to the root of the tree. Okay, so the way that I do this is I look at the first card here, the number one position. We have what's the Five of Wands. This is what the issue is. Basically, what the issue is that you're dealing with. So right here, I'm basically with the Five of Wands is letting me know that you're kind of and some of you Virgos are in a position of like competition, maybe power struggle, conflict, and if not, it's maybe some kind of delays and arguments, but it's definitely kind of like a competition or kind of struggle, conflict that you're going through right now, or some kind of disagreements that you're going through with someone, possibly. It could be a wand related to somebody with a wand suit, which is basically the fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. And as you can see here, they're kind of showing their teeth, but they're not really attacking each other. It's more like trying to get the upper hand, trying to be like the alpha. So that's what this is about in this struggle that you're going through. It kind of shows me, oh, okay, this is they're kind of trying to be the alpha male, kind of trying to get the upper hand. So it's kind of a struggle that you're going through. Let's go ahead and keep the reading going to see maybe what you can do about it. Right here in the second position, we have the Ten of Swords. Now the Ten of Swords is very kind of like the lowest point in a situation. So, but this card also reminds you that it's at the last, you're at the last, basically rock bottom. It's only you can now you can start healing, or maybe you've already started healing from the situation that you're going through, and now the clouds, are parting. The clouds of conflict, they're parting and giving way to more hope and light, and that's kind of what's driving you forward, knowing that you're already done with this conflict. You're not going to pursue and keeping it going and feeding into it. You're just kind of done with this. You're like, okay, I'm gonna get up and go on my way and go into more positive direction. So it also reminds us here that it's necessary for something to end in order for you to have that new beginning. In this area here, it tells me it's a Hierophant, a major arcana card. It tells me the kind of like what's been created right now. And obviously that or what you want to create out of all of this, basically for some of you is like that you have this Hierophant's known to be like a religious traditional order, kind of rules related, but it's also dealing with contracts. It could be business contracts. For some of you, it could be marriage or possibly divorce, because it is a type of contract as well. So maybe you're kind of creating that break finally, that divorcing. But it's definitely a card of the Hierophant, somebody that's wise and learned. So you have learned a lot through this. And the keys here is crossing the keys in his mitre here, his hat. Basically, it represents an unlocking of that wisdom and that higher truth. So it lets me know that you have learned from this. You are ready to move on, and you're kind of just like ready to deal with whatever contract you have to deal with. So right here is kind of letting me know that maybe some of you are going through a divorce because there has been that conflict, that fight, kind of like just like who's going to get the upper hand, who's like the alpha here, but that you're kind of done with it. You've been through the struggle, you're starting to heal, you've learned from it, and now you're kind of ready to continue through that contract, whether it be the religiously tradition, marriage, for some of you that kind of like maybe are leaving this one relationship, and going into another, finally maybe finalizing this so that you can marry a different person. So it can kind of apply different ways here. But if it does deal with, it's possibly dealing with a fire sign. I get a lot of fire and also earthly as we go down here, a lot of earth sign as well as yourself. So it's kind of dealing with a lot of that conflict, but finally maybe finalizing it and moving forward. Let's go ahead and see what's kind of giving you the energy to keep building. Temperance, beautiful major arcana card. As you can see, the Temperance card is a card of moderation. It's also maintaining that balance, practicing moderation, and also just kind of like combining forces that you have here. Instead of the chalice here where it has water and this fire, it doesn't douse the fire and turn it off. It actually creates something bigger, a bigger synergy from both energies. It creates a rainbow. So it also creates something like, with the butterflies, is also a symbol of life, but it creates something else. It keeps that balance, and that balance will give you that peace that you're looking for. You have one foot in the water, here she has one foot in the water and one on land, representing the foot in the subconscious and one in the material world to give you that kind of balance. And of course, you learn that balance and that you've unlocked that higher wisdom and higher learning of those truths, because this is what's that's indicating here. Now, what do you need to dissolve? So I have the Knight of Pentacles here. The Knight of Pentacles here showing me that this is what you need to dissolve. It's in the reverse. It's probably related to a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. So it could be with yourself as well, or with someone that has like your same energies. But it's kind of showing me that I'm thinking it might be something that you're kind of working on with yourself, because it's kind of like the Knight of Pentacles gone to the extreme. So kind of like a workaholic, someone who is maybe feeling insecure, or maybe you're being just overly cautious because you're going through this insecurity, or this kind of just working too much to where you can't even stop a moment to think about something. So it can be kind of obsessive in nature. Just kind of just reminding you, don't be obsessed over work. Have a little faith. Have a little trust. Don't be a workaholic, and feel more secure in your decisions, because you have learned a lot. You have become wiser and more learned. Okay, right here in the number of 4 position here, and the number 7 position here, we have the Queen of Pentacles. But before I go there, we're going to go to a number 6 position, which is the synergy of this whole reading. Basically, it's kind of like the foundational card. That's how I read it. And it's going to be the 8 of Wands. Now, the 8 of Wands is something, where you make a quick decision, decisive action, because it is a wand, fire energy with the wands. It is receiving that message. Maybe that you're receiving a message, you're finishing a project, maybe you reached a short-term goal they were trying to do, or just a goal in general, short-term or long-term goal. But it's basically letting me know that with your energy, you're not allowing anything to get in your way. You're going to do what you need to do as far as to get to your, finishing up your goals and focusing on the positive things that you do have control over, instead of focusing on this conflict that's just kind of like for show. Okay, so this is a very, very great card, moving forward, getting through the healing, getting through that pain already, and making sure that you are going toward more positive routes. Right here we have the Queen of Pentacles. Now the Queen of Pentacles here is in your victory position. Very good, very great card to have. She is very, obviously, because it is Pentacles with financially, she's very, very steadfast, very secure in financial and her stability. It might just be secure in herself, security in her feelings as well. She's down to earth, practical, very business minded and resourceful, obviously. But she's also so generous and nurturing. So she's kind of like has that welcoming sense of nature to her, where she welcomes everyone. So this is going to be this is what you have in your victory card. It's kind of telling you this is going to kind of what you need to do to get through maybe this conflict. Just kind of, be sure of yourself, be grounded, be, you're business minded, you're resourceful, but you're also generous and kind. Keep that nurturing, generous kindness about you, because that's going to get you through this tough time as well. And what is it that you kind of reveals what you want? I have here is the major arcana card, the Magician. Beautiful card. It's a card of creativity, power, determination. It's strong-willed and ambitious. So kind of says that, you know what, I want to have that. I want to have that in me moving forward with my momentum. It also reminds us of our ability to harness that power, the power of the universe. That's why it has all the elements of all, earth, water, fire, and so it just kind of has all the elements there. So you want to do, basically what you're doing is you want to take those powers from the universe in order to manifest your dreams and your desires, and keep those goals kind of happening with that balance that you have when the quick actions that you're doing there, kind of like decisive. Okay, I'm going to do this. I finally decided to do it, and now nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to finish what I want to finish, or I want to maybe, finish, get that divorce finalized, or whatever it is that you're trying to reach. But it looks like you're very determined. So, and right here, it's just, this card, with this card, it just also reminds us to grasp those opportunities, take actions consciously and deliberately. So, think about things before you decide on what you need to do. I'm sorry, but definitely, you have the power to do that. You have the ability to do that, and you're doing, um, I'm sorry here, everything's falling here. Sorry about that. There we go. And so, it's just going to helping you with everything as far as going forward and continuing in your road here. Right here we have the Eight of Pentacles. Now the Eight of Pentacles here is in the position kind of like the trunk of the tree. It kind of tells you, kind of like what's basically how you see yourself or how others see you. In the Eight of Pentacles, you can see she's working hard at mastering her craft. So it tells me that yes, you've been working hard at mastering your craft that you've been doing. Others see it, that you're just growing more and more, and it's very, it's kind of inspiring to see as well. So it's just kind of to keep that perseverance going in order to become that expert that you're becoming, because you are doing it through a lot of perseverance, a willingness to keep learning, and of course, keeping attentive to everything that you're doing and attention to detail, so that you can keep growing in that skill that you're trying to keep growing, whether it be a job, a class, or your work. You're just building on that skill. Congratulations. Everybody sees it, and it's not just you seeing that. And then right here in the outcome, we have what's kind of radiating out. We have Major Arcana card, the Lovers. Beautiful card. It's a card of happily ever after for some of you. For some of you, you also, instead of a divorce, for some of you might be going through a marriage or other type of contracts. But right here in this specific reading, it kind of gives me a feeling, obviously you have that strong connection with someone, with another person. It usually does mean physical attraction, but it could also mean just a deep love for someone, a strong connection and a friendship, even strong friendship as well. But it is definitely a card of soulmates, and it just tells you that, two people are better than working with just one person alone doing things. So it's a very positive card. It's very inspiring as far as like making sure that you do remember to look at at your friends, family, and keep them in mind, because they are supporting you in kind of going forward. Right here we have the Pillar of Severity and the Pillar of Mercy. In the middle we have the Pillar of Harmony. Now the Pillar of Harmony, when I go in the reverse, it usually gives you a little bit more information on maybe how to even continue to kind of recap on what you should do and kind of see how this all connects together. And basically, you're here with the Lovers. Obviously, you have that friendship, you have family, you have a strong connection, possibly even a new love interest that you've had a deep connection with already, and it's just kind of growing. Right here, obviously, it shows us, yes, keep working diligently at what you've been doing, your skill, your craft. It has been a challenging craft for you, but you are actually very master, very skillful in it, and just keep doing that, because you're almost to that 10 of Pentacles there, right? Because you even have a Queen of Pentacles, a lot of earth signs with the Pentacles suit for you. And so basically here, and remember the Victory card, it reminds you, Queen of Pentacles, just keep that nurturing side of you, but we know that you're steadfast, you're stable, you're grounded, you're very secure in yourself, and you're getting that financial security as well. Or it is coming, but you just have to keep going, persevering and working hard to do that. Right here with the Magician, you have what it takes in order to make it happen. Hold on to those dreams, those goals. Of course, the power of the full moon right now. Harness all that positive energy, and use it for the rest of the month as well, or the rest of the year even. We'll have a few more, of course, but use it wisely. And this is like you're not stopping, you're going, you're persevering, you keep going forward. And then, of course, dissolve this thing here where you're maybe working too hard or feeling insecurity. Have that balance in your life. It's important. So don't work too hard. Don't be a workaholic. And of course, you're getting through this over here. And hopefully, maybe that way you'll be able to, with the healing and the new wisdom that you've learned, and just being more open to the higher truths and wisdom, you'll be able to flip this around and just kind of reverse it and kind of maybe remove that conflict or that just kind of ground that people keep standing on, trying to kind of like alpha male energy. So I hope that this reading has helped you get a positive perspective in your situation, or maybe a new perspective on the way to look at it in a more positive nature, and just kind of keep that faith going, keep that energy going, keep that momentum going, because you do have the skill set to do so. You have the faith, you have learned it, you have that balance. You can get through that, to flip it around and get that rid of that conflict in your life and keep healing. It's all about that healing, and you have the love with the family, your faith. Just keep on in your spirituality. Just keep learning and growing. That's all we can do that's positive, and sharing that with others, of course. Oh, thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you next month. Please subscribe to my channel so that I know that you want me to keep making these videos for next month as well. Please do like or comment or share, especially if you know someone that might be in a similar situation that might need that help with this advice. I hope that I hope everything works out well for you. And I'm wishing you lots of peace, sending you lots of light and love. Thank you again for joining me today. And I apologize for the movement in the camera. Have a good night, everybody. Enjoy the full moon.